How you doing, guys? Today we're gonna talk about anal vector, which is brown vector, and this vector is associated with the part of the body. It's gastrointestinal tract and anus, and this vector is it's like a vector that lives in the past. They don't really like future. They don't like to plan future. They even a little bit scared of the future. So they more feel comfortable when it's when the company doesn't advance too fast, because it's hard for them to keep up. And probably Nokia CEO had this vector because that's what can happen in the company that they don't like to advance and innovations. They trying to keep the past. They trying to stay with the old-fashioned stuff, and that's why they stayed with their flip-flop phones, and just it put their company. It was #1 company in cell phones. They put them in the back right now. That's what can happen when this vector managing company, and also they performers. This vector, their personality, they must perform, so they must finish their task, otherwise they don't feel comfortable, they don't feel fulfilled. So even if there is a project, if you take too long sometimes in the business and the project, and you trying to perform it and trying to make it the best, sometimes it can also kill the project, because when it takes too much time, the market changes very fast. So when you bring it up to the market, nobody needs this product anymore. So you need to be careful when you put this vector as a CEO or GM in your company. You need to supervise them, and they likes everything to be in order. They like to be everything organized, and they're very also stubborn people, this vector, and they get offended easily. This vector can get offended on anything. They're very honest. These vectors, they never lie. I mean, they just don't know how to lie. It's not their personality. So it's very hard for them to, if they need to, sometimes you don't need to lie, but you can't say everything the way it is, and it's very hard for these people sometimes. They just can't. And sometimes also these people, they like to repeat on a subject over and over. So sometimes we call them like boring, or they like this kind of speech. And sometimes also they change subject. They can talk on one subject and change it, but they're gonna come back to the subject. As a yellow vector, the oral vector, if they change subject, they usually don't come back. This vector, they must perform, they must finish everything, so they're gonna come back. And also these people, sometimes they shy people also, not most confident vector, and they good analytics. They the best analytics, this vector. Have great memory, but they sometimes a bit slow. So the secretary in your company, they could be a little bit slow, so that's cons with them. And they also like to systemize everything. They like everything must have to be in tables, in systems, and they like all that stuff. And these people also very demanding, and sometimes they sadist, these people, and um, not the best leaders, because if you put them as a leader in your company, as I said, they can, it's hard for them to innovate or keep with innovation. They prefer to stay in the past. They don't like to move forward. And right now, in our time, business equals speed. If you slow, your business is dead. You must advance, you must always take step forward. And speed, that's what keeps most of the businesses right now on the flow. So it could be a problem when you have these vectors as a manager in your company. They're very good actually, VP or like vice or vice president or vice manager. They're pretty good in that, but try not to put them as general managers. If you wanna have your company grow fast and with speed. And they hard for them to start up business, but they can be once the business is started, they can work on that 100% and be very demanding and give their best. And it's good to have them as people. They finish all the tasks, they always perform. And as far as motivation, they don't get motivated with the money, but if they feel that they get fair compensation and fair, you treat them fairly and honestly, it's very important for them. Honesty, it's number one for these people. So try not to deceive them if you want them to be loyal in your company. And they're very actually loyal people. They can be loyal to the business and to the company. And when they work in your business, try not to rush them. It's very hard for them to get something with speed. You must give them some task that requires like analytics or something that concerns to the past, and they need to think over it, and you need to give them some time. It's going to be the best for these people. And very important for them also to see results in the company. They must see results that they work for. It's not like black vector. Black vector they don't really need results. They need the process. Brown vector needs results. And as a buyer, they slow. They like to shop. They like to go from store to store, but even if they found the right product, they still, most of the time, they don't make decisions instantly. They need to think it over, discuss with their family, but they're always gonna make their decision. They must finish their, if they started shopping, they're gonna buy. So if they like your product, like your service, they're gonna come back and use it and buy it. And also these people, they're very loyal to their, for example, if their parents or grandparents used certain cars or certain houses they lived in, they're very loyal. They like to keep with their parents or grandparents and get the same cars or houses. They don't really like modern. They prefer antique. They prefer that kind of stuff that associated to the past. It's past people. That's the people who bring all our civilization until these days, because they remembering everything and they keeping up with all their everything that was created. They remembering it, and they can make sure that it's gonna be written in the books. It's gonna be in the studies. It's gonna be taught in schools. Everything that we learned, developed, and they like actually take information from the books. These people, and also they like to read reviews about businesses. I think that's the only vector who likes reviews. So they always read reviews about products, about services, and they like whole prices. They don't like $9.99. They prefer rounded price, like $10. It's more comfortable for them. They like also stuff that recommended by some of their friends, because they're really very connected to friends, and they listen to all these recommendations of their friends and family. And they like plans, instructions. These people, everything must be planned, and that's we're gonna talk. We have one more vector to cover, which is red vector. So we're gonna have the last one coming up. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, bye.